Hey guys, it's EzraTime here, and yeah, and today I'm gonna review one of my favorite martial arts movie, which is called IpMan, released in 2008, directed by Wilson Yip, and starring Donnie Yen as IpMan. So I watched IpMan in the theaters in 2008. It is my first introduction to, martial arts movie, and back then I didn't know anything about martial arts movie. I don't exactly know the genre, and I believed on and that year my mom take me to see Ip Man because she heard from her friends that it was a good movie, and so we watched it together on theaters. And despite the movie is rated R, and back in 2008 I was like only 7, and Ip Man is rated R, by the way. And and while I was watching it on theaters, I didn't really know what was happening. I just think that, oh, like two guys fight each other, like or like a guy fighting a bunch of other people. It was like so cool. It was so entertaining. Like, but I just didn't really have much appreciation back then. I mean, I loved the movie back then, but now I just like have much more appreciation for Ip Man. And it is obviously one of the best martial arts movie. Like especially to the recent or like modern era. So yeah, let's get into the actual plot, I guess. The story of Ip Man took place in Foshan, I think, or Foshan, in 1935, which is a city full of like martial arts people. And Ip Man is one of the residents in Foshan and was respected by many people in the city. Ip Man is obviously known using his martial arts called Wing Chun. But one day there's this cocky master from the northern called Master Jin, and he decided to challenge everybody in Foshan, and he wins every battle until he fought Ip Man, which is Ip Man defeated him pretty easily. And I just say the choreograph in this fight scene, in Ip Man's and Jin in the home, it was so good. Like everything is so smooth and clean, like, which obviously becomes the regular style for the Ip Man franchise. Everything is so clean and smooth. I love it. And like obviously it has some funny moments too, where Ip Man used like the like I don't know what it's called, where he slapped the guy in the butt. I think that's how the fight ends. It was pretty funny in my opinion. It was well choreographed. And after Ip Man wins the fight, I think it was 2 years later after this fight scene where the Japanese this invade the city of Foshan, or China, I guess. And they took my life in the process. And this is where the movie became like dark and depressing, in my opinion. Like in the tone changed like a lot, because previously it was like it's a fun martial arts movie, but now it's just like a really dark and depressing tone, because I mean it's a world war, right? Makes sense. And I just love the portrayal of how people in this city have to do in order to survive, like in this war zone, basically. Like I like how it show how many people are desperate for jobs, and Ip Man is also like struggling to take care of his family, which is also why he was also looking for a job. And thankfully, one of the boss recognized who Ip Man was, and he gets hired because the boss likes to hire a martial arts teacher, I think. And while on the job, he met his closest friend Lin. And while all of this is happening, the Japanese General Miura, I think, decided to invite several Chinese martial artists to compete against the Japanese karate. And Lin decides to join this fight along with several other masters. And during this time, General Miura decided to fight three guys. One of them is actually Lin, and this fight got him killed by the general. Ip Man later find out about this, and he decided accept the invitation. And when Ip Man arrived at the Japanese dojo, one of the master, or like one of the teacher, was killed because he failed to beat three guys, and he's still going to pick up a rice, because when you won like a bag of rice. And well, he got killed because he lost the fight. And and from this moment, this led into one of my favorite fight scenes in the entire Ip Man franchise. And I think a lot of you will know what I'm talking about, obviously, or like agree with me, which is Ip Man versus 10 black belts. And man, seriously, the fight scene in this one is brutal, and I love it. I love we see I love we see Ip Man emotion throughout the fight. And even after he won, he didn't actually achieve anything besides getting some attention from General Mura. And so and his translator, Li Chu, I think, to he already translated Li Chu to find Ip Man whereabouts, because Li Chu and Ip Man, they know each other before the war and all that kind of stuff. So General Mira decided to send him to find Ip Man, and Ip Man consider Li Chu as a traitor for betraying their own people and working for the Japanese. Like, where's your dignity and all that kind of stuff. And it doesn't took long before the Japanese find Ip Man and his family. However, Ip Man managed to knock them all out, and Li Chu decided to help Ip Man and his family. Like decided to hide them basically. And on the other part of the city, Master Jin decides to form his own group and terrorize this factory owned by Ip Man's friend, Cho, for money. Cho is played by Simon Yam, I think, which is also a pretty famous actor in China. The people from factory later request Ip Man to train them, obviously, martial arts, Wing Chun, so they can defend themselves against, Master Jin and his goons. And I think this is where Ip Man first training Wing Chun for the public, I think. I don't know how accurate it is on the history, but that I read that this is the first time Ip Man went public with his training on Wing Chun, I think, if I'm not mistaken again. And after not long after the training, I think it took few weeks maybe. I might be wrong because I think there is no exact time frame there, but I think it might be a few weeks. I might be wrong about that, but basically after the training, Master Jin and his goon came back to the factory to take his money. However, a big fight ensue obviously, and Ip Man arrived to fight off Jin and his goons, and again, another cool fight scene, which is not as cool as the 10 black belts fight scene, obviously, because the fight scene between those 10 people was like really brutal. But this one is still pretty cool. Like it's still fluid. It's still really good to look at, And it was like, yeah, it's really really fun, And this led up to the final fight scene in the movie, which is Ip Man versus General Mira, and Ip Man pretty much beat him senseless with his Wing Chun, obviously. But which is like, I mean, General Mira is the first one that actually give Ip Man some struggle in the fight scene, because in the previous fight scene, Ip Man doesn't have any, like, none of the opponent actually hit Ip Man in the face, I think, but General Mira is the first one to actually hit Ip Man, but obviously he still won in the end. And after he wins the fight, he was shot by General Sato, which is General Mira, sorry, Colonel Mira, right hand man, I think. And thankfully, Ip Man survived, and General Sato was killed by Li Chu, shot him in the throat, I think. And Ip Man thankfully survived again, and his family finally able to leave Foshan. And that's how the story of Ip Man ends. Which is, yeah, I think Ip Man feels very different to the other martial arts movie that I watched, because the tone is different, because this took place in World War, like the tone is like again dark and depressing, while the other martial arts movie usually they just have a trophy plot, which is I'm fine with it, but they usually not that depressing, I guess. I mean, I guess Bruce Lee movies is really serious, right? But this one is like, yeah, really close to kind of like a Bruce Lee type of movie, which makes sense because Ip Man is like, well, he trained Bruce Lee, and the way they marketed the movie is like, hey, Ip Man is the guy who trained Bruce Lee, which is, makes sense, right? People don't really know Ip Man back in the day, so they have to do something with the marketing, right? And again, I like it that it took place on the Japanese invasion of China, and of course, this is like a biography for Ip Man, which is, I don't think is super accurate, obviously, because there is some part that was clearly dramatized. I think I don't think Ip Man fight 10 black belts. Obviously, I think that was dramatized, right? Which makes sense because when you make a movie, you want to make it entertaining. Like if you want to see a full life of Ip Man, you might also watch a documentary, right? If there is a documentary of Ip Man out there, I I don't exactly know. But yeah, the fight choreography, like I said, is clean. Like the acting is amazing. Donnie Yen is amazing as Ip Man, obviously, and of course the musical score by Kenji Kawai was also amazing. Like I love the Ip Man theme so much, like the Ip Man main theme. Like it's such a like a legendary theme. Like I heard that theme so many times, and I never get bored of it. It was like, yeah, it was really really great. And of course, I always treasure this movie so much. It's my first movie, like it's my first martial arts movie, and back in the day I love it, but now I have like grown my appreciation for the movie more, So like I was like, yeah, this is a really special movie for me, and so for other people as well, I guess, and for you guys as well. I'm assuming if you guys watched Ip Man, the first one. And yeah, I think that's pretty much my thoughts for the first Ip Man movie, which is I would say a modern classic. If I had to give this movie a rating, then well, I guess I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I think people will call it the flaws that the movie has, but for me, it's a personally 10 out of 10. It's just amazing. It's perfect in my opinion. Um, and yeah, I guess I expect more Ip Man movie reviews in the future because there is four Ip Man movies. I plan to review them sometimes in the future. I don't know when I'm gonna upload them because I don't exactly have an uploading schedule. But yeah, just wait for them, I guess. And yeah. So question for you guys: you guys watched Ip Man? You know, what do you guys think about the movie? If you guys haven't watched Ip Man, well, I mean, you guys already get spoiled, I guess, right? But yeah, I mean, it's still watch it regardless. You know, it's still an amazing movie. And for those who already watched it, well, tell me what do you guys think about Ip Man? You know, do you guys think this is a modern classic? Are you guys giving this movie a 10 out of 10 or something like that? You know, let me know your opinions in the comment section below. I love to hear them. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this review, then again, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, share the videos, the usual stuff. And yeah, I think that's it for today's video, guys. Again, stay tuned for more videos in the future. And again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys in the next video then. Bye!